going to be your math tutor today. I know getting a tutor can seem maybe embarrassing, but middle school is really hard. I remember when I was in middle school, I don't even know how I passed math until I got a tutor. So don't worry, okay? I see you brought your binder for algebra. And remind me, what grade are you in again? Wow, you're almost ready for high school. That's so exciting. Are you excited? I would be too. Okay, well, let's take a look at what kind of homework you have today, okay? Okay, so you haven't started any of this yet, right? You looked at it. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna work through it together. Don't worry. No worries at all. Okay, so which one are we starting with? Oh, okay. I see that you did start this one, but you only wrote your name. I think maybe in our next session we could get a little bit better at reading and writing, okay? It's okay. Sometimes when you're a kid, your hand isn't strong enough yet to hold a pencil, but it's okay. We'll work on that. Alright, I also see that you did start this, and then you erased some of your answers. You just weren't feeling very confident. That's okay. Like I said, algebra's really hard. Okay, before you know it, you'll be in calculus, and you'll think that algebra was such a breeze. So, we're going to start with this sheet. One-step equations, okay? So, I'm going to help you with the first few, and then I'll let you do some on your own, okay? Okay, so I'm going to get a little closer to you. Is that okay? Awesome. Just let me scoot around. Cool. Okay, so we're solving each equation. Do you know what it means to solve an equation like this? Exactly. You're trying to get the variable, which in this case is v. Now, are variables always going to be the letter v? No, that's right. You're absolutely right. No, it won't always be v. It can be any letter. So, let's just start with number 1. 26 equals 8 plus v. So, do you know how we solve this equation? I see that you did start it and erased it, and I will give you a hint. You got it right the first time. Exactly. So you're going to subtract 8 from this side, and also subtract it from this side. So, let me just write in here, minus 8, minus 8. Here's how I like to do it, so that you know you're taking away this value from each side of the equal sign, okay? And what is 26 minus 8? You can use your fingers if you have to, that's okay. Yeah, take your time. It is 18. You are absolutely right. So, if 26 minus 8 is 18, then what does v equal? This is an easy question. You're right, it's 18. All right. And when I'm doing math, equations like this, I like to have v equals 18 rather than 18 equals v. So I like to have the variable on the left side. Do you know the difference between your left and right? Can you show me? Good job. You are such a superstar. Okay. Yeah, I promise we'll go through this quickly so you can make it to the Oscars on time. Okay? All So our next one, 3 plus p equals 8. So what's our first step? That's right. We're going to subtract p from both sides. So let me ask you, why are we subtracting p instead of adding? Right, because p is getting added to 3. If it was 3 minus p, then we would subtract. So we're doing the opposite. Exactly. So 8 minus 3 is... Yeah, you can count on your fingers again. It's okay. It's 5. Good job. So p equals 5. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for now so that you can finish this one on your own. And we're going to move on to our next worksheet. Okay, I am so excited. All right, let's see. We've got one-step inequalities and graphing inequalities. Let's start with graphing inequalities, okay? I think this will be a good one to start with. Sorry, I kind of strewed all your papers out around. All right. Graphing inequalities. Draw a graph for each inequality. Okay. So, have you covered this in class yet? Awesome. So, our first question. N is less than or equal to negative 5. So, my first question is, when we're putting our dot on the line graph, is it going to be a circle, like open in the middle, or are we going to fill it in? You don't know? That's okay. So if it is a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to sign, then we fill in the circle because we are including the point that we start at, which in this case is negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and put a filled in dot on negative 5. Just like that. So if n is less than or equal to negative 5, which direction is our arrow going in? No, yeah, it's okay. You can think about it. Yeah, just take a second and think about it. You got it? I knew you would. Right. It's going to the left because if we're in the negatives and we're decreasing in value, then the actual number itself is getting larger. So, negative 7, for example, is actually less than negative 5. You are nailing this. You're so awesome. I think you'll probably get a sticker after this for how hard you're working. Okay, so how about n is less than or equal to 5? Is it a closed dot or an open dot? Closed, that's right. Alright, so I'm going to put that closed dot on 5, like so. And is our arrow going left or right? Yeah. Think about it. Take as much time as you need. Exactly. You are so smart. Okay. It is going left because n is less than or equal to 5. So, we're gonna make a really, really big line all the way to the left. Okay, now I want to do a couple more of these just to make sure you've really got it locked in, okay? So, x is less than 1, is it a closed dot or an open dot? Actually, it's going to be open. Do you remember why? What's the difference between this little caret and this one? Exactly. This one is less than or equal to because it has that little bar on the bottom. But this one's just less than, so we're not including the 1 because x is less than 1, but it could not be 1. So if x is less than 1, which direction is our arrow going to? Yeah, take your time. Yeah, just think about it. Yeah. It's going to the left. You got it. Ma'am, I'll be done tutoring your daughter in about, not too long, probably about 10 more minutes. I know she has to go to hair and makeup to get to the awards, but this is really important. I know, she has a modeling career, but algebra is really important. And she's a big, smart kid, okay? We'll be done soon, don't worry. Okay. So yeah, you are doing super. Let's do one more on this page, okay? R is greater than 2. So we've had less than up to this point, but now we have greater than. So keep that in mind, okay? So is it going to be a closed dot or an open dot on 2? Open. That's right, because it's not greater than or equal to. It's just greater than. Exactly. All right. And the arrow is going left or right? Right, exactly. You didn't need to take any time on that one. You nailed it. You are an awesome mathematician. Okay, so I'm going to leave this worksheet up to you to finish, okay? And I'm going to move on to our very last worksheet. I don't want you to be late for your special day. So let me see. Where is that? Okay. This one is really tricky, but I think you can get it because you're really smart. One-step inequalities. So it's just like line graphs like we just had, except we have to do a little extra work. I know, doing extra work is so boring, but it's okay. I'll help you get through it. So let's start easy. The very first one, negative 12 is greater than x minus 7. What do you think our first step here is going to be? Exactly. Just like we were solving the equations from the first worksheet, we're going to add a 7 to each side. So I'm just going to write that above. Just like this, so we can see on both sides. So what is negative 12 plus 7? Well, you don't have negative fingers, but if you need to think about it, you need a little help? That's okay. That's what I'm here for. So, if we are adding a number to a negative number, are we getting closer to 0 or further away from 0? Closer to 0, right? So, negative 12 plus 7. The way that I like to think about it is flip the signs. So imagine that it was positive 12 minus 7. What would that be? 5, exactly. So now that we're flipping the signs back, it would be negative 5, right? So is this going to be a closed dot or an open dot? Open, that's right. And before we do that, I am going to write down underneath the line what the actual inequality is so that we can see it better. So, as you can see, I have written in the same way that this is written, -5 is greater than x, but because I think it's easier to read, I like to flip it to x is less than -5, okay? So we put an open dot on -5, which I don't even know. Oh, there it is. I wasn't sure if they gave us enough lines at first, but they did. Okay, so we have our open dot. And is our arrow going left or right if x is less than -5? Left, exactly. Great job. Alright, let's do one more, okay? Because I think you can get the rest of this one, no problem. -1 plus r is greater than or equal to 4. What's our first step here? Adding 1 to both sides. Awesome job. Awesome job. So, what's 4 plus 1? 5. Exactly. So, r is greater than or equal to 5. Don't even need to flip that around. So, are we doing a closed or an open dot? Closed, because it is greater than or equal to. Awesome. So if r is greater than or equal to 5, is our arrow going left or right? To the right. Great job. All right. I'm going to leave this to you, okay? I think you'll be able to handle this with no problem at all, okay? Alright, I'm going to hand this back to you. There you go. And you did an amazing, amazing job today. Would you like a sticker? I thought so. So, how about space stickers? Some of my other kids already grabbed some, but we have lots of big ones left still. So which one would you like? Saturn? That's my favorite planet too. Alright. Just peel that off for you. And where would you like this? You want it just right on your shirt? Here, I'll hand it to you. There you go. Awesome job today. You are a superstar. And I hope you have a great time at your little party tonight with your little boyfriend. Okay, I'll see you next week. Good luck on your homework.